Hi there, this is Eshu. I'm the abbot here at Zenwest Buddhist Society. This Living Zen-podcast is just one of the many resources we've created at Zenwest to make Zen practice and training more available and accessible to people all over the world. Instructional videos, printable resources, and much, much more are also available on our website at www.zenwest.ca. If you're a regular listener, I'd love to hear from you. So please drop me an email at office@zenwest.ca and let me know who you are, how you got started, and what brought you to Zen. Everything we make available in person and online at Zenwest is only possible because of the support of our members and associates, people like you. If the efforts of our community are making a difference in your life, I'd like to invite you to show your support and take part in making it happen by becoming an associate or member of the Zenwest Sangha. You can do this by clicking the Join Us tab on our website at www.zenwest.ca. Thank you for your support, and thanks for listening. So, tonight there's been already a fair bit of correction. Eshu's been barking. Sit still, be quiet, breathe quietly, all this stuff. Why? Zen form is a mirror. It's very strict. The strictness, the straightforwardness of the Zen form is what keeps the mirror clear. In the teachings of the Buddha, the Four Noble Truths, the Buddha points to our desire, craving, as being the cause of our suffering, or dissatisfaction, anguish. At the very root of our desire is this fundamental mistake that we make when we separate things from one another in this cosmos, when we create for ourselves and for all things this idea of a self which is separate from everything else. Once we sort of give rise to this concept, it's an important concept. It's a valuable concept in some senses because it allows us to observe. It allows us to discern and identify. But it's important that we understand that this idea is just a concept, a way of perceiving things that does not reflect the fundamental underlying nature of this universe, which is that it is one. When we make the mistake, when we get fixated on this idea of separation, we get stuck into all of the sort of binary dualities, inside and outside, self and other, good and bad, right and wrong. And we're constantly at odds as a result of this fundamental division. Once we accept that we are separate in some kind of permanent, lasting, real way, then this great gap opens up between the world of what we take to be us and what we take to be outside. Once we've made that division, we begin to divide the world into the things that we think will bring us satisfaction and comfort and happiness, and the things that we think will cause our suffering, bring us unhappiness or dis-ease. Because we make this division, we shackle ourselves to this wheel of desire, constantly pursuing that job or that education or that relationship or that object or that amount of money that we think is going to make us happy or give us some kind of lasting satisfaction. I call this the carrot that we chase after. Simultaneously, we are doing all that we can to get away from the things that are uncomfortable, that we don't like, that we think if it just hangs around, I'll never be happy. This is the whip that we run away from. In all of our lives, we spend by far the vast majority of our time and energy either in the pursuit of whatever our particular carrot might be, or trying to escape from whatever it is that we think we need to be rid of. There is no peace. Maybe once in a very long while, perhaps when there's a sudden noise or a shout, it stops just for a moment. We say, what's happening here? The carrot and the whip disappear for just a moment, and we land in our lives. This form, as it is, offers us an opportunity to reflect, to see these tendencies in ourselves. From the moment that we come into the space, we are walking right into this division that we make between inside and outside. And the constant practice that we're engaged in the Zendo is to embrace. When we walk into the room, we bring our hands together, palm to palm. This gesture, gasho in Japanese, bringing the hands together, palm to palm, bringing together these two things that we take as being completely opposite and recognizing that they're one. And in this activity, recognizing that as I step into this room, me and room also become one. We come together, we say, oh boy, practicing meditation as a group will be really fun. It will be energizing, inspiring. But as soon as we come into contact with an actual, real group of people, we're doing all that we can to be isolated, to be separate from, to do things in our own way, to find our own sort of comfy position. We have this rule in the Zendo that when you come in, you take the next available seat. Because our tendency, even when we come to group practice, is to actually sit as far away from every other human being as we possibly can. And our practice in Zen is not to capitulate with these desires, to capitulate with this idea of separateness, but to step up to that mirror and say, what's this about? So we have all of these guidelines, how we sit and how we walk and how we bow and how we maintain our posture. And as we enter into the Zendo, we make this agreement or this commitment to manifest and practice harmoniously with this guideline. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter. I've been practicing for a long time. And there are still aspects of this form from time to time, depending on what's going on in my life, depending on how my day's gone, that just rub me the wrong way. Sometimes I don't want to sit still. Sometimes I don't want to walk in step. Sometimes I don't want to chant together with all the other people. Each of us has this sort of two aspects. The one aspect is the activity of unification. It's our heart. And the activity of our heart is to embrace our environment, embrace the people that we're with, embrace the circumstance that we find ourselves in, to dissolve into it, to allow that separation between subject and object to disappear, and to acknowledge and affirm that this cosmos is something much greater than this I, me. When we come into the Zendo, we're asked to take up this form. We're asked to engage harmoniously in the chanting and the bowing and the walking. And as we do this, we can watch the little eruptions of the little separate self that says, I don't want to do this. I'm uncomfortable. This is making me feel weird. And we have this choice. In this environment, the whole scene here tonight has been set up to provide a container in which you will be safe, in which you will be taken care of. It's plenty warm in here, there's plenty of air, and it's brief enough that you don't have to worry about starving or exhaustion. The periods of sitting meditation are very brief. Even if you were to sit in a completely uncomfortable position for the entire duration of a 15-minute period, and I'm talking like, legs twisted one way and the body twisted the other, even if you held out for the whole 15 minutes, no permanent damage would occur. Let alone being in a stable position where your knees are on the ground and your back is straight and all of your organs are arranged neatly. Certainly, even in this posture, we're going to come up against discomfort. We're going to come up against itches, little irritations, bugs crawling on our skin, all manner of things. But our practice is not to respond to these things because we are safe. The little I am self mind that holds ourselves separate from all of the other things in the cosmos is always on the alert. We got to act now. That's a little bit uncomfortable. Do something about it. Go, 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 go. And this little man, this little self that's always scratching and fidgeting and itching and shifting and chasing and running away, our big self has created an environment where we can just say, stop, relax, nothing's going to kill us here. And our practice is just to be with what arises, what appears in front of our eyes. We don't look at it, focus on it, and we don't shut it out, close our eyes. The sounds that arise, we don't grab onto them and say, wow, that's really awesome. And we don't say, oh, that's horrible. We just keep the whole sensory field open. The smells that arise, the physical sensations that arise, both the positive, comfortable, wonderful, warm, nice feelings, and the aches and pains and itches and irritations, not responding, not answering the call the moment it goes up, no matter what it is, just holding our posture still, both for ourselves as well as for the benefit of all of the people that we're practicing with. Each person here is making an effort to contribute to an environment that is conducive to this kind of reflection. This is a wonderful and rare opportunity, and it's our responsibility as a practitioner to appreciate that by also contributing our own stillness, our own energy, our own awareness and focus. The same goes with what arises in the mind, the heart. Images, thoughts, feelings. Not getting caught up in the ones that we really like and are fascinated by. Not trying to avoid or push away the thoughts and feelings and images that make us uncomfortable. But allowing ourselves to completely commit and engage with the activity of our life as it's unfolding before us in this moment. What we're engaged in here in the Zendo is not some old Japanese tradition. It's not some Indian religion. What we're engaged in here is the complete activity of our whole lives. There's nowhere else for you to be right now, so be here. There's nothing else for you to do right now, so do this. Whether you're sitting, or whether you're walking, or whether you're chanting, or whether you're bowing, don't waste your life. Don't fritter it away, chasing after some phantom in your mind or running away from some demon in the past. Wake up. This is your life. This is what we practice here in this environment that's set up to make it easy, to make it clear, so that when you go out there into the world where it's filled with distractions and people who don't care what you're trying to accomplish, you have an opportunity to turn it around and take something that's difficult and distracting and transform it into a tool that pushes you deeper, that allows you to more fully engage with the activity of your life that's unfolding before you in every moment. So I apologize if sometimes I'm sharp. Sit still. Hold your hands like this. I take this matter of living seriously. Muman says, if you can't wake up to your life, you'll just be living like ghosts, clinging to bushes and weeds, constantly going through your life, chasing after those dreams that you think will make you satisfied, running away from the things that you think are out to get you. And at the end of your life, as you lie in your deathbed, you'll look back at your life and you'll say, where was I? I missed it. And this is a great sadness that I don't wish upon anyone. So my job, my task, is to encourage you and to inspire you and to remind you and to call you back. Wake up! Don't waste your life. Thanks for listening to the Living Zen podcast. If you follow Living Zen through iTunes, I would very much appreciate it if you would take a moment to let me know what you think about it by rating or reviewing the podcast, so that new listeners can also hear what you have to say. Thank you for your time and for your support.